All right, you guys, welcome back to Office of the Day. Today, I have a very special guest who, a pretty common thing on my show. I've never actually met in person, but we've been following each other for quite a while now. And I've been wanting to have him on my show, but as you know, we get caught up in the sauce. We lose sight of things when, we're going through mental things. But anyhow, I have Mr. Bryan, Modern Builders, aka Pasadena Contractors, the big fish. I really love the content he's doing. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro, because nobody can do it better than you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for inviting me over. I don't even know how to intro myself, but I don't know. Well, how would I intro? What would I say for the
Tell
intro?
me a little bit about yourself. Anything that you'd like to let the people know before we get into the nitty gritty about your life? You know, maybe a little bit of your background.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for having me, bro.
Of course.
Like you said, I'm based out of Pasadena, roofing and drywall contractor, and not really doing anything crazy except working on myself, building my habits, building my business, and just growing, setting goals, and just working towards them. So, really humbled and blessed to be here with you, be on this platform, be invited here, and excited to see what we cook up, brother. Thank you.
No problem. So, you guys, I want to get into how Bryan started his business because I watched a reel the other day and I really loved the way he displayed it. But yeah, tell me what got you into roofing and contracting specifically.
For sure. Let me pause. Let me rewind a little bit and see if you want me to actually go back and say a little bit more about myself.
Absolutely, please do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, bad with school, bad with grades. When I graduated, I barely graduated from high school, 1.5, barely walked, went into the Marines, actually got kicked out of the Marines. Not sure if I should be sharing that, but got kicked out of the Marines. Told me I'd never get a good job. So I started working odd jobs and stuff, got blessed with getting hired at Benihana. When I got hired at Benihana, I was just hustling there. I actually met my girl and talked to her uncle. He introduced me into the business. I had no experience with construction, and I just pretty much shadowed him. He paid me very low. I maxed out my credit cards, lowered my credit, got my car repoed, and I was making like $100 a day, so I was very low on cash. But I definitely learned a valuable skill. From that skill, I was able to get someone to sign for me to vouch for my experience, and just up from there.
And that's real, man. I dropped out of San Diego State, not only because I was struggling with one class in particular, but because I wasn't going to allow myself to be $150,000 in debt out of school. So I say take pride in, your mistakes in the sense of you learn from it, man. I mean, again, this is something, it might be even the title of this podcast, but Bryan Modern Builder stock is rising at an alarming rate, just like how Tesla did start of COVID. It jumped like 150 points in a matter of 2-3 days, and that's exactly what you're doing with the way you're executing that. So as much as that's a part of your history, let go of it, man, because you're way past that.
Appreciate that, bro. Means a lot.
Way past that. With that said, we learned from our mistakes, and you've definitely conquered that. So going to, you said you were making $100 a day. You got blessed by your girl's uncle to get into the business. What pushed you to take that leap?
So like I mentioned, I was working odd jobs before. I had worked like at Little Caesars. I had worked at a warehouse. I worked at Norm's, worked at Benihana. But I worked this security job that I had gotten fired for. And luckily for that security job, one time I just Googled like what books do like influential or powerful people read, and 48 Laws of Power came out. I ordered that book on Amazon, started going off on that book, and that book is actually what kind of set up my mindset. And so since reading that book, I kind of was already wired. Like I knew what I had to do. I knew these little steps that I had to do. And so any jobs that I had after that security job, I was already hustling. I was already working hard because I knew it wasn't really about where I was at that wasn't it. It was just, I knew I needed to just keep working and find out what was going to be like the avenue I was going to take. So my mindset was already that of like a hustler, and I was ready to capitalize on any opportunity. So at the moment where I met her uncle, when he kind of offered that, he only offered that to me because he saw we were at like, what is it, Mount Baldy or something, and we were at the snow, and they had given me like, we bought a wristband to go take that tram up, and they gave me like double wristbands. So I was like flipping it, like we were leaving, and I was like offering that wristband to like other people, and I sold them, and he was like, yo, you look like you're a hustler. You ever thought about construction? He asked me what I was doing at the time. I was doing like physical therapy, and I was working at Benihana. I was also a bartender. I had 3 jobs. He's like, what do you think you're going to make in a year? And I was like, maybe like 80 G's. He's like, bro, you make like 80 G's off of one commercial project. I was like, what? So, yeah, that was it, bro. I was already, it was just my mindset, bro. I was able to capitalize. I had the capacity. My glass wasn't full. I was ready to capitalize on the opportunity. So it was the 48 Laws of Power and a couple books after that that allowed me to capitalize on that opportunity.
48 Laws of Power. That really, I haven't checked that out, but that just stuck with me. And I really love that deep dive in that explanation, man, because that shows in your business. My guy was out on Sunday or Saturday. No, it was Sunday. It was raining, and then it stopped raining, and then it started raining again. And he was out. Yeah, we're giving free estimates. We're giving complimentary estimates. We're giving this. We're doing that. And we're out here on a Sunday. Yes, by the grace of God, I'm able to. But, most people, we need that day off on Sunday. But it's been crazy here in Southern California. We've been getting a lot of rain. So what does that mean for contractors? Unfortunately, no days off. But as well, fortunately, days off, because it's a good problem to have. I just wanted to take a second to say I love that and continue it. And we're going to get into some value for you contractors out there, you possible people that are looking to get into the roofing business. Tell me a little bit of how you have now started to automate your business so you're not completely working in your business and your business is working for you.
Cool. Yeah. Good question. So I would definitely say that I've learned a lot through podcasts. You always want to surround yourself with people that are doing more than you, right? You never want to stay kind of stagnant or be hanging out with people that are at a lower vibration or doing kind of less than you, as kind of sad as that sounds. So it's kind of hard sometimes to surround yourself with those powerful people because it's hard to get a hold of them. Obviously, everyone's busy, but through podcasts, through books, you can pretty much do that. So through those podcasts, when I first started, I was just going off driving. When I'm driving, I just kind of hypnotizing myself with these podcasts, and all these powerful people that are making a lot of money are pretty much just paving the way, telling you the steps to take. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just taking action on those. And a lot of things kind of stuck with me, but one of the main ones was, as a business owner, we have so many hats. Like we have 10 different hats. Like we're marketing, we're invoicing, we're doing estimates, we're project management, we're doing all these things. And it's very hard to do all 10 things. There's more than 10, but it's pretty much, I'm just trying to hire myself out of it. So each hat I'm just trying to take off. So I hire an admin, I hire this person, and I just try to buy back my time by pretty much employing different people to help me carry on like the tasks that are not so important. And I try to focus on the ones that are going to be moving the needle a little bit more. So, as far as, automating, I hire to take on the task. I write down all the tasks, all the things that I have to do on the day to day, and pretty much try to dish off different plates to, different people in the team.
Got you. Is there any systems that you're using that lets your clients know the progress? I know you're out there every day, or let's say I've seen that some roofers, if they're advanced enough, or some contractors, because it's beneficial. It has a system that's setting I'm 15 minutes away, just because, people are like, obviously we can't always be on time, especially because one roofing inspection runs longer than the other, or you're explaining, because obviously clients have questions before they buy and get their roof done. Do you have anything of that sort, or anything recommendations for
Yeah,
that?
definitely, bro. So for a long time, I didn't. For I would say like 4 years, I was
Right.
kind of all over the place, and I had specifically one person that would say, "Have you gotten a CRM? Have you gotten a CRM?" And I'm like, "What? What is that?" I would hear it in podcasts, and then I had this contractor asking me. So I finally got a CRM. It took a couple of different softwares to try, but now I use Drip Jobs. And that basically just keeps all my customer information in one application. That way, the whole team can pretty much just kind of go on there. They can see like the invoices, the appointments, and all that stuff. So yeah, like say a customer reaches out today, I just say I'm going to send you out a text with a link. Fill out that link. It's going to ask for your basic info, and that saves time for me. I don't have to write out proposals and I have to write their full name, their email, their address. Like it kind of eliminates that whole time. The customer fills out the form themselves on the phone. And when we set the appointment, it sends an automated message, and it pretty much says like, your appointment's been scheduled for tomorrow. Give us a 2-hour window and we'll text you when we're 30 minutes away. So Drip Jobs is pretty much the main CRM we're using to communicate with the customers.
Awesome. Sorry, you guys. You know how it is. We're recording in the background, so I'm just getting a new battery. But meanwhile, we're doing that. Not to worry. We have some great questions coming up. I see that you've been posting recently, or you posted in the past, that you're really grateful for your mentors. What is a couple things that your mentors have taught you or have told you that has really stuck with you on your day to day?
Wow. So I've paid quite a few people for mentorship. I would say that the main thing would be just to always be marketing, even when you're busy, especially obviously when you're slow. Everybody tends to do it when they're slow.
Right.
But it's just that always be marketing, just even when you're busy, just capture everything. And I think that's why I've been kind of standing out from the rest, just because I don't slow down, even at a time when we're all busy. I just keep pushing out the content. So from all the mentorship that I've gotten, I would say that's the main thing that I can think about right now, is just always be marketing.
All right, and just to let you know, Jonathan, I'm out of storage on this thing, so it's okay. I'll definitely repurpose some of that content and put it on some reels. But that's great, man. And it's the biggest thing that like Brad Lee, Neil Patel, who's been on Forbes, and he's one of the top marketers on planet Earth right now, who has been on my podcast, by the way. They all implement, and they all have said this. You need to create your own brand, whatever it is. I don't care if you're selling shoes. He used to go door to door selling vacuums. His family, when he got here, did not have much. And now, literally, if anybody's in the marketing space, he has a website called Uber Suggest that he's like going to be a billionaire probably by the end of this year. It's serious. They all tell you to continue to market. And what you said prior to the podcast, you can give people the blueprint and they still won't execute just due to laziness and due to complacency. That's horrible, man. And that's why I started this podcast, because people like you and I, people that are artists, people that are in the 9 to 5 but are still after their day job, putting in the work for whatever that is, whatever creativity that makes them feel full, right? It's just so great to see. So I love how you said you're hypnotizing yourself with these podcasts, because that's exactly what I did when I had my kill switch moment, which is the perfect plug to my next question. What was your kill switch moment?
It would be when I got fired from the security job. No. It would be when I used to work at Norms, and I had already gotten past the 48 laws of power. I was already in that mindset, and I was working as a host at Norms, and I had this general manager that really didn't like me. He didn't like me because he didn't like the whole Rico Suave vibes, and he was just a hater. He was a hater, so he didn't want to promote me to a server. I wanted to be a server really bad because I wanted to make tips.
Right.
I wanted to make $100 a day, cash, walk away with cash in my pocket, and he wouldn't let me have it. and he would just keep me as a host, and I would do the most, bro. I would work graveyard shifts. I was pickup shifts. I was a hustler, bro. I would say I was the best employee there in my eyes. And it was just one night where I was working a graveyard shift, and I went out to my car and I was listening to Big Sean, and like Nothing Is Stopping You, bro. And I was just like, dude, I was crying in my car, and I was like, bro, I'm not gonna be doing this. And I went in and I was like, bro, I'm gonna quit. And everyone was like, bro, but you don't have a job lined up. Where are you gonna go? I was like, it doesn't matter where I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna stay here. And there was like a span of like a month where I was just applying and applying and applying, and I wasn't getting hired, and I had a car payment, and luckily I live with my mom still, but I had a car payment, and I was sitting with my homie chilling in the car, and I was like legit in tears, and I was like, damn, bro, I don't know what's gonna happen, but something big is gonna happen, bro. Like, I feel it, I already know. So I would say at that point was when I was like, I just, enough was enough, and that was it, man.
That's real, bro. And you know what the craziest thing is? I don't give a fuck if you don't believe me. And yes, you can use profanity if you want. Just don't use things that can hurt other people's feelings. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty. You understand? But I was working at Roscoe's, and I was the best buster there. They wouldn't promote me, and then they were about to promote me, or so they said, but they were playing with me just to get in my head. They wouldn't promote me. So what did I do? And I already had my detailing business on the side. I was like, even if I didn't have that, I walked in, I quit the same day. Like, I was like, I'm done with you guys. You guys treat me like horrible. You guys do not take care of me. I do everything. You guys don't follow through with what you said. And I quit that same day, and people were like trying to like keep me in. And literally, bro, I drove off, and I was listening to Big Sean, listening to Bigger Than Me.
There you go. Yep.
And that's man, bro, I already knew you were family before you pulled up, but now it's real, bro. Like, I couldn't make this up to you. It doesn't matter where you're at. It matters where you're going. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why I love Big Sean, and why he gives us the blueprint, excuse me. I love that story, bro, because literally that was the same thing for me. I went to go do my detailing business. I did my detailing business. I did my detailing business. Summer was over. I was still doing it. I got a couple nice jobs. Then it slowed down completely. I had to go back into the restaurant industry just to pay for my car. Got out of the restaurant industry because I kept praying on getting the right sales job, because all the ones I applied for didn't pan out. And no, it's okay. And then I found the first door. I got my first foot in the door with the sales job, and it changed my life, man. So it's just so crazy right now, bro. Like,
the crazy part is, bro, that you're the same dude. Like, you're literally the same dude. I was like, 4 years later, I listened to the same song, literally in the same parking lot. I'll drive by there. I'll park in the same parking spot where I was parking at that day. And it's like, nothing changed. I'm the same dude. I still get the chills listening to that song. And I'm like, bro, like, anyone can do that, bro. You just got to trust yourself. You just got to know nothing's going to happen. What are they going to do? Repo your car? I've already gotten a couple cars repoed. I've already maxed out my credit cards. My credit, went to shit. And It doesn't really matter. You don't die. At the end of the day, you got to take risks. And, like, I don't know, super dope feeling, bro. Super dope.
If you guys were here right now, you would feel this ambiance, this energy is powerful. I got Jonathan in the background, the big fish, recording everything. Thank you so much, bro. Shout out to Jonathan. What's your last name, Big Fish? Rodriguez? Man, bro, let me find out you're a baseball fucking grand slammer. That's so sick. Thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate you being here recording that. That alone just blew me away, that you pulled up with your camera guy. I had a feeling, but man, I didn't even know if I was worthy enough, which I don't know. See, when you don't sleep at night, it messes with your head, and then you reminded me, let's get it. Yeah. So we'll get out of the value, or the particular value for contracting, for a quick second, and we'll dive into how you, being a family man, has helped you ultimately, and has changed your success patterns and changed your habits.
Absolutely, bro. Super grateful for meeting my wife. She has definitely pushed me at times. She makes work very hard because she has certain expectations for me. And we weren't always kind of seeing eye to eye, because, like, I'm stressed with work, or so I think. And then she's stress, at home or with the kids and things like that. But at the end of the day, you just kind of got to see what is worth it. And at the end of the day, like I can say I'm hustling towards the mansion, towards this big house, towards these cars, or towards all this stuff. But your wife doesn't even want any of that. She could live in a box as long as she has me. And that's real stuff. It's like, well, you're not really doing that because you need it. We're hustling because we want it. So she really pushes me. And at times it's painful, but you just adjust. She's helped me adjust my work schedule. Like that's why I work Tuesdays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I work 3 days out of the week, 8-hour days. The other days I'm working from home. Other contractors will be like, "How do you only work 3 days? What?" But it's just because I have those conversations with my wife, and I'm coachable, bro. I want to be with her, and I don't think having a business or being rich is worth losing the love of your life. So, that's that. And then as far as my kids, bro, like I used to live in a small house, a small room in Alhambra when we were, just two kids. And then when we were having our first daughter, our first kid, it was like, okay, I got to have a bigger space because I can't be living with my husky in the room with all this hair. So we bought a house in Victorville, pushed me to buy a house over there. And then when we're having our son, our second kid, it was like, okay, I'm not going to be driving from Victorville to Pasadena or to SGV to do all these jobs because that's where my business is.
Right.
So that pushed me to move to Pasadena, which is like, I was paying, let's just say when I was in Alhambra and we're just us two, just me and my wife, it was like $400 a month. And then we bought the house and it's like $2,400 a month, not including the bills. And then we were having our son and now it's at 5 G's a month, not including the bills. Wow. So having the kids has helped me level up and just not really have a choice. I don't really have a choice because we got to be as comfortable as possible. And in order to attract like what we want, the life we want, the money we want, we just got to take risks. So they definitely help me. My wife helps me structure and prioritize, and my kids just help me level up for them.
That's real, man. That's so real. I'm gonna let that sit with you guys for a quick sec. All right. So tell me about your reality, your short-term reality, your mid-term reality, your long-term reality, whatever you're willing to share.
My reality. So I would say that my reality is, in a sense, like my future self. Of course, you want to be present when you're with your loved ones or with anything you're doing. You want to be as present as possible. But my reality is not where I'm at. I'm not living at the house that I'm living at. I'm not driving the car that I'm at. I'm not really working like if I'm here or if this is what I want. I'm working like if I'm in the future. Like all my habits, my journaling, my reading, my workouts, my conversations, they're all like what I want my future to be or my future self. So my reality is tough because it's a little bit of both. I'm as present as possible when I need to be, but all my actions are just needle moving stuff. And that's why I'm doing all the things that maybe you see other people are not doing, because people are working towards producing, towards the present. And I'm not. I'm working towards the future. And so my reality is unknown. I don't even see my own reality. I'm just working on myself and going towards something else. Definitely not what I have now. This is not it for me.
Can you tell me a little bit about, like, for the people that don't know how to live in the present and in the future, what instant or what immediate actions they can do to be able to do that?
Yeah, journal.
Okay.
Journal every day. Journal and read.
Yep.
Get sun, work out. Like there would be times there. I mean, everyone has those times where you have like some anxiety or you just feel this stuff in your stomach and you're going through stuff. And like whenever I have that, I visit church. I go to the Rose Bowl. I walk around the Rose Bowl and like I just breathe that oxygen. Watch like the view, the trees, the sky. it calms me down, it grounds me. And then of course, working out first thing in the morning, you get that, that negative vibe just out. It's done, especially when you work out really hard. So yeah, just for me, that's what works for me is like going outdoors, getting some sun, some fresh air, reading books, going to church, journaling. Something about putting like that pen to paper and just kind of journaling, just really helps you grow and just kind of get out of your head. And my wife will like, sometimes I'll be like, man, I got this person, they're all waiting for me, all this stuff. And she's like, just go write about it. Like that always helps you. And I was like, okay. And I'll go and I'll write everything down. I'm like, damn, it's not as bad as I thought. I thought I had more stuff, but it's not that bad. So journaling is like a really big one. And that is super quick. You can do 5 to 10 minutes and it just like, it makes a big difference.
And I'm laughing. I'm laughing in agreement with you. Excuse me, just because our women, they always know how to keep us in check.
Absolutely, man.
It's just if we want to listen or not.
Yes.
And I relate to you on how you said it's not worth losing your woman chasing your reality, chasing, in this example specifically, money, chasing growth, because ultimately you guys are stronger together. And I just love the way you've displayed that so far, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
You kind of gave it to us already, and you give it to us every day for people that follow you. Bryan the Contractor, Pasadena Contractor, Modern Builders, aka Pasadena Contractor. But all his information will be down below. Don't worry, I'll have all that there for you. But tell me about your morning routines, man, because you're on the Rock grind, bro. You might even be up before the Rock, because from what I know, he gets up at 3:30.
Oh yeah. So for a while, I was waking up at 3:30. Then I moved it over to 3, and then just recently I'm at 2:45. So I'm usually asleep by about 8 p.m., 8 to 9, and I'm up by now 2:45. And then that's just for me. I don't need to be up at 2:45. My workouts are at 5 a.m., so I can easily just be up at 3:30.
Right.
But I've seen like if I'm up at 3:30, I just barely get ready and it's already time to head out.
Right.
And for me to just, I guess, lift myself or improve my habits and collect more wins in the morning, 2:45 is perfect. I'm waking up at 2:45. I handle my business in the restroom, and then I go out to my living room. I turn on Headspace, 10 to 15 minutes of guided meditation. Immediately after that, I go on YouTube and just search up a visualization video. So the meditation will help me just calm my body, not trip on all this stuff, get the phone out of my mind, all these responses, not have to respond to all these people, especially like at 3 a.m, right? So, meditate to calm myself. And then that's like 10 to 15 minutes, and then some visualization, which is almost like meditation, but that's more towards like future stuff where you visualize where you want to be. And for that, bro, like for when I meditate, I'm sitting down. When I'm visualizing, I'm laying down. So
Did you guys capture that? Can you repeat that one more time?
When I'm meditating, I'm sitting down, back straight, feet on the ground. When I'm visualizing, I'm laying down like straight, nice and straight. My back is nice and aligned, just laying down. Sometimes I fall asleep, but I'm going to sleep hypnotizing myself. I put my alarm for 15 minutes. I put the YouTube video on. When the YouTube video is over, my alarm goes on. And if I fell asleep for the last 3 minutes, it's going to wake me up. But either way, I'm hypnotizing myself in a sense. So after that, I go drink a lot of water, have a little protein shake, and then I start reading. Read like 5-10 minutes. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, whatever I have time for. By that time, I got to go out the door and I got to go to the gym. 5 to 6 a.m. Normally, almost like 80% of the time at the gym, I'm throwing up. So, and people will say it's because of the Powerade. I stopped drinking Powerade. Oh, maybe a C4. I stopped drinking a C4. Even if I don't drink anything, just water, I'm still throwing up. I have that feeling in my stomach. Everybody gets it when they're working out. Like, yo, I got to pause because I'm going to yak. Well, I keep pushing myself, bro. I feel that. And I'm like, you know what? Let me push myself even more. And it comes out, bro. I just work hard. So by 6 a.m.
toxins out. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the morning routine. And on the days that I don't work, I'm driving home and I'm cooking breakfast for the fam. And the days that I do work, I'm getting home, getting ready, and I'm out the door by about 7 a.m.
Did you guys catch that? Man, I mean, I've been getting up at 5, and for me, that's been tough because I do like to sleep because I'm a little bit of a night owl. But it's inspiring, bro, and I've been sleeping less because of you, bro.
Awesome.
And not sleeping less in a bad way, sleeping less in it doing more.
Yeah.
And
Dope.
you gave me the perfect plug. What's your 3 favorite books right now?
So I'm always reading different books according to what it is I'm learning. So right now we just kind of started the YouTube video. I mean, the YouTube about what, like 2 to 3 weeks ago. And so I have like YouTube secrets that I'm reading from time to time. But and that's just an example of things that I'm reading. I have like always different ones, different books. But the 3 main books I would say that changed my life or that I'll never forget and you can always revisit.
Okay.
First is the 48 Laws of Power, which I already mentioned.
Yep.
Second is Think and Grow Rich.
Yep.
Third is How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yep.
3, that's gold. If you just read those 3, those 3 books will change your life. One of them will change your life.
The only one I haven't read is 48 Laws. I got to get that on.
Yeah, and that's a complicated book. That's more complicated than Think and Grow Rich and the other ones because it's like in an older time, but worth it, bro.
Man, this guy just keeps dropping. I knew you were going to come in heavy today, but I didn't know you were like a future, different cultured me in a way, bro. There's so many similarities. It's almost like I kind of want to like just like punch myself and be like, hey, are you really Mark Anthony? Like, are you really, is this really Bryan Peralta, correct?
It's dope, yep.
No words. So I guess you already answered this. So how you stay organized is by journaling every morning and by doing your morning routines, correct?
Correct. And then I have a home office where I have a big board, and I also have a vision board where me and my wife worked on. We paste some stuff for goals, but that big board, and mainly journaling. Yeah.
Can you tell me what the vision board? Because I love the vision board. Tell me what the vision board does to you when you look at it. Like, for example, if you look at that, what does that do to your brain? How does it open your mind?
It just kind of keeps the things that you want in front of you. I remember when I was working the security job, I'm telling you, I was going ham. I was going hard on Kanye West. I had like 3 different albums. My friend at that time had burned a couple CDs for me. And so I was just going really hard. I had a Hyundai Sonata. It was like 3 different colors because I had crashed it. And I had printed out a BMW. It was like a 2013 or something BMW, and I had put it on my steering wheel. I had taped it on my steering wheel. So that's kind of a form of a vision board in a sense. And I got the 2014 BMW that I got repoed, by the way. But I think it just kind of brings them to life for me. Like I have it in front of my treadmill. I have a mansion. I have the cars. I have this dude doing pull-ups. I have like a bunch of books. I have like a church and all the things that I want. And it just helps me stay aligned with those things and keep my habits, on track to do those things. And they don't have to come true because we always change. Like we always change our goals and what we want and stuff. But it definitely keeps me aligned.
So even to the point where I'm telling you, and I have proof, I've had a BMW repoed as well. This one that you see on my page.
Okay. Yep. Seen that one.
That I got scammed into.
Yeah.
Long story short, repoed twice.
Yep.
What does Big Sean say? After it's in obsession, or after my vehicles got repossessed, I just became more obsessed with the process, more obsessed with the next steps. I'm not saying go get a car repoed, not at all. But if you happen to get it repoed, I guarantee you're going to find a way to get out of it.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
I'm not scared of debt collectors, credit companies, not scared of them at all. Like they try to harass you and hound you and all this stuff. And it's like, bro, they're not going to kill you. So
tell me what it's like and the responsibility you feel being able to provide for others, and how awesome it makes you feel too. I mean, tell me a little bit about that, if you will.
You mean like provide for others in the sense of like employees or people
Yeah,
that
giving the
work with me?
opportunity to give people work, in this
Yeah.
day and age we live in.
Yeah, a lot of the times I don't even think about it so much in that way. I'm like kind of so busy closing and collecting and project management and marketing and doing all this stuff that I don't think like, oh, I'm feeding all these people or providing for all these families, but I am, and that's really cool. And I think that also pushes me to just get more jobs. Like people always say, like, you think you need another drywall dude or another roofing dude or another stucco dude or painter. And like my guys, like we're closing a lot and they're not booked like the whole year. They're not booked for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. They're booked. Usually we're booked like 2 to 4 weeks, and I just feel really loyal to my guys. And I don't see why I would look elsewhere right now unless we're like flooded with work and we absolutely need a hire.
Right.
But it is a blessing. It feels really cool, and I'd say that I treat everyone with respect, just how any conversation or any other person I come across, like we treat each other with respect. Mistakes happen. They make mistakes. I make mistakes. But we just respect each other, and it's just good vibes, bro. Good vibes. I don't, just because projects are delayed, I don't get like really pissed off at people. I don't go off on people too much. But yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool to do that, and I just want to do it in a larger scale. I just want to, I want to keep them. I want to keep their pockets full for a very long time.
Tell me about the camaraderie and how you build a great culture, because from what I see, all of your employees in the background, they're hyped every day. What do you do besides obviously pay them well to make sure there's a good essence to your jobs? Because obviously, if you guys didn't know, San Marino has the most insane, beautiful homes, and he's in San Marino like that. He's really out here.
Yeah, so I mean, paying them well is a very big part.
Okay.
So that keeps them really happy for sure. I think a lot of people might frown on how much I pay my guys. I respect people's price tag, their price point. Like if someone says that they deserve X amount of dollars a day, well, it's like, okay, let's see if they do provide that value, if they do come through in that sense. And honestly, everybody I work with does. No one is unreasonable. Some people might charge half, but their knowledge is half,
Right.
So the people that do ask for more, they bring that value for sure. So the money is a very big thing. So they're happy that they get high pay. But aside from that, I think that, well, I work with very experienced people that they have worked for like many bosses. And I would say that I'm different because I don't really trip on the projects. Like I lose money. I've lost a lot of money. Projects don't go as profitable as I thought, but I don't take it out on the guys. I take it out on myself because I'm the one charging. And if it takes more, I should have charged more. So it's never like, oh, you're losing me money. Oh, you need to hurry up. No, we need to do a good job. The customer needs to be happy, and the customer is going to be happy if the guys are happy. So keep the guys happy by not rushing them, not scolding them. Obviously, like you don't scold another adult, especially employees. Like you just have constructive conversations. When I can, I try to have a meeting, take them out to eat. Obviously, right now it's been pretty hard because we've been really busy, but that's definitely something on my mind that quarterly I want to have my meetings with the foreman or with the employees. So yeah, I think even just having that on my mind helps me, it's just that respect for each other. So
That's a big one. I think you taking them out to eat and partaking in that constructive criticism. Look, I'm going to feed you, but the food doesn't matter, but ultimately it does. But going out about it that way, it creates trust between you and your employee, you and your foreman. So on top of paying them well, it's called an investment, you guys. Invest in your people so they invest in you and more.
Yep.
Because as you know, you mess up one job in San Marino, Pasadena, it doesn't matter where, that follows you everywhere you go.
Oh yeah, I don't do that anymore. I did when I first started. I was very, my stomach would hurt a lot because I was very scared of problems.
Right.
That I wrote some stuff on my board, like some affirmations, and one of them was, I welcome problems because it gives me the opportunity to find solutions.
love
And I
that.
would repeat that because I had a big problem, like where I was very scared of problems. And now it's like, it's so simple because those problems are easy. Like everything has a solution.
Yep.
So most of the time it just comes down to money. So,
Right.
you break a window, you replace the window. Project is delayed, you apologize that it's delayed, but it's going to look great when we're done. There's just all these little things, like maybe sometimes someone gets sick, they call off for a whole week, and you just communicate that with the homeowner that actually was on a deadline. What's going to happen? It's not the end of the world. Before, I thought it was the end of the world. Now, it's not that serious. So,
Honesty goes a long way.
yeah.
I guess I should have asked this earlier, but we'll skip it for now. We'll skip it for now because I want to get back into the real value for the contractors that are still listening. Thank you guys. If you guys are still tuned in, it means a lot. You said commercial buildings, and anybody who wants to become a contractor wants to land a commercial building. How do you go about getting commercial buildings, and how do you go about keeping those relationships so you get more?
Dope. So I don't necessarily have a secret sauce for going just straight commercial. But what me and J-Rod do is we focus our marketing. Let's say we're doing a roof replacement for residential, or we're painting a house residential, but we get a repair for a commercial, for like a hospital, let's just say. I tell J-Rod, like we want commercial deals. So we need to blow up this repair, and we need to post this commercial repair for the next 2 weeks on Instagram, on Nextdoor, on Google, on Yelp, on all social platforms. Let's just blow up this one commercial repair because one, we're attracting it, right? We're attracting it. It's top of mind. It's everywhere. And then two, the people are seeing it. Someone Googles commercial building repair. Guess what? We're going to come out on Google because we're doing the SEO for it, or the Google My Business post where it has the description. So Google's like, oh, they're searching for this in Pasadena. This guy, Modern Builders, is doing a project in Pasadena. Google's smart. They're going to recognize that. Instagram is smart too. So they're going to recognize that. They're going to put you in front of that person. And that's pretty much how you attract more commercial deals. And then from that one commercial deal with that one client, clients love communication, whether it's good or bad. They like communication, and then they like gifts. Everybody likes gifts. So right now we have like a bunch of knives that we give away to our customers that has Modern Builders engraved in it. We give those at the end of the project, and
damn, so they can kill you after?
yeah, pretty much, bro. Chop me up, chop liver. That. And then we send company cam videos. A lot of people don't.
That's cool.
So when we go do the inspection, J-Rod's recording me on company cam, and I'm like, yo, this is what's wrong with the roof. This is our solution. We're going to give you 2 options. Boom. So we send them that right as soon as we're done with the inspection. So I'm not down there like trying to explain what's up there. Like, they see the video. Everybody likes the visual. They see the video. Right. They're like, wow, this guy's different. I had 5 other guys come, and one, they didn't look professional, or they didn't tell me anything, or whatever, So like that value add for company cam is huge. So that's like, those are like the main things that we're doing.
And that was a joke. So it's because I get it now. Their work is sharp. So
I mean, you know what? There was no hidden message. It's just a Cutco knife with Modern Builders engraved that you can use when you're cooking. Cut up some tomatoes or whatever it is you do. So
I'm convinced Bryan doesn't do anything by accident. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept that response. I see the modesty in it,
man.
but
That's good.
I don't think he does anything by accident, because we have them. Never related to somebody on this kind of level in so many different ways. So it wasn't an accident. What's your I hate to say slogan. What is what you guys say every day as with this brand, Modern Builders Pasadena Contract? What is it, something that you guys implement in your day-to-day in a slogan aspect?
I was thinking about that earlier, and man, I wouldn't say we have a slogan. J-Rod said something very silly one time and that I'm not gonna say.
Okay, don't.
But yeah, I wouldn't say we have a slogan. We're just cool. We're just cool. A lot of people say, "Wow, you guys really are modern builders because of our process, the way we communicate, everything that we give them." So yeah, I wouldn't say we have a slogan, but we're actually modern builders. We're modern and we're different from a lot of people.
That's beautiful, man. I think as you guys continue to grow, you're gonna find something. At least for us, like what I do, I'd say somewhat you are office of the day part two or office of the day, man, because your office is at home. Your office is out in the field. Your office is in the gym. Your office is everywhere. You're
Oh yeah.
a modern builder creating your own modern contracting business. You are creating your own sector by separation through your content, through advisement, through the struggles you guys have overcome.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's more than just modern builder. I don't know, bro.
The
It's
brand
big.
is just the habits, bro. It's
Yeah.
just the habits. It's the hustle. It's loving the process. It's just the commitment to self development. I would say that is my brand. That is Modern Builders. Modern Builders. That's who I am, and I would say that we have like fans or people that love us because we just spread positive messages and we just share a lot of what we're doing. We're not really hiding stuff because it's just self development, bro. It's just great habits that we're pushing out. So that's Modern Builders.
Killing it. So, with the industry you're in, what do you see, or how do you see the industry changing in the next, let's just say, year or year and a half for simplicity? And then, if you wanted to go in further, go further.
I would say that the industry is going visual. So visual sales, people like to see things. People like to know who you are. People don't like a fly by night contractor.
Right.
People are scared of those people because there's those stories everywhere on Facebook, on Instagram. I saw it on the news the other day. Like people get gypped all day. I don't know how, but I'm assuming it's because they don't have any trace of the person that they're doing business with. So I would say that the future is building that brand, telling your story, visual sales, and just showing who you are, being very transparent so that when you go to someone's house, they already know who you are because if they Google your name, you come out. If they Instagram your name or Facebook your name or YouTube your name, your company comes out. No one's going to say like, oh, send me references. That's such an old way of doing it. Just check my Instagram, check my Yelp, check my Google, check our YouTube. Like we're all over the place. There's stucco jobs, there's roofing jobs. Like you can see all kinds of videos and photos. So I would say that the future is visual.
Would you be willing to? I'll hire somebody. We'll go to the beach. We'll get a drone. We'll get some dope content and work out and kind of just
Oh yeah,
go
dope.
and uplift people. Would you be opposed
Dope.
to doing something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah. That sounds something viral.
Yeah, we'll wear you'll wear your modern builders. I'll wear my office of the day. Obviously, I don't have it on right now. I'm just repping Mexico.
Yeah.
Why not? But man, bro. Okay, and then another question that's kind of a non sequitur, but it's not because in this case, I really think it's mandatory. So actually, I'm getting a yes regardless. Are you willing to do like a follow up pod in a couple months to see and track the metrics of where you've gone to?
Definitely, bro. This is, man, in a couple months for sure. I think I'm going to be even that much more ahead with just the habits, the everyday stuff. That is, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Love it. Love it. So, a couple different things, or a couple more things we're going to end off with because we're almost at that hour mark and people have very low attention spans. And thank you guys if you're still listening. We appreciate you guys. This one is kind of deep, I guess. Not deep. So, I know you don't need new employees. Tell me how, when you do need new employees, how you're looking to vet them and make sure they're of quality for modern builders.
Yeah, so I'm always taking applications. I have posts, like I have Craigslist, I have OfferUp, I have Facebook, I have different social platforms where obviously I'm not only just well, it's not obvious, but I'm not only just marketing for leads, but I'm also marketing for employees. We get calls, we get DMs all the time for people asking if we're hiring. And before I would just wing it, and now we have more like questions that we ask that make our job easier. Like, do you have an iPhone? Do you do your taxes? Like, are you willing to sign for a 1099 or W-2? Do you have your own truck and tools? How much experience do you have? What's your hourly rate? Because I don't, when someone calls me, I don't say, oh, well, this is what we pay. I respect people's hourly rate, because if someone comes in saying that they charge like 50 an hour or whatever, they're probably worth 50 an hour, and it's maybe worth exploring. And a lot of the times you can get that vibe from just a phone conversation. And if they check all the boxes, it's definitely worth exploring. So there's that list of questions that we ask to vet people. And that's pretty much it.
So let's go back to the customer end, right? Let's say they don't go with you. Tell me what a customer should look for when hiring a contractor, what questions they can ask so they know or have a good idea that they'll actually be able to execute the job that they are saying they can do. Because there's many people, many roofers, many people that actually don't have real licenses that give false promises.
A big one is online reviews. Just
Okay.
check their Google and check their Yelp. And a lot of the times those reviews are pretty accurate. I've gotten bad reviews in the past because I didn't have like the right team. I was starting off and just kind of doing it, and I trusted guys that I didn't vet in the questions that I asked now, or they didn't meet those.
Right.
And I just told J-Rod the other day, I would go to sleep sometimes with a stomach ache, not knowing if the guys scheduled for the next day were actually going to show up. Because I had a lot of guys like do that to me. Like, I would call them and they would ghost me for a week, and then they'd be like, oh, my bad, da-da-da-da-da. And I'd be like, oh, it's all good. Can you go tomorrow? Like, just forgive. Like, all right, it's okay. I'm in a tough spot. Like, can you just go tomorrow even though you ghosted me for a whole week? So I had bad reviews in the past. Now we pretty much get nothing but 5-star reviews, and that's because we just make things happen. We have a good team. We communicate. We're there. And so I would say that a big one would be online reviews. I would say checking the license, but a lot of the times there are people that do good work that don't have a license. I know I didn't have a license when I started, and then I got my license. So I'm grateful that I did get the opportunity, and I did have that trust from a customer to trust me without the license. So it is important, but at the same time, you can get a good deal or good guys that do good work and they don't have a license. So I would lean on the online reviews, online presence. And if they don't have that, it's pretty hard to trust the individual, because you're just taking some random person's word.
So for all you homeowners or property owners, just take the time to do a little bit of research. And to add on to your past, every company that starts off makes mistakes at the beginning. There's mistakes that we have to learn the hard way, unfortunately, to be able to overcome and make sure it doesn't happen. So, again, bro, it's part of the process, and I'm so glad that you understand that, because obviously you wouldn't have as many 5-stars reviews as you do on every single platform that I've seen. It's amazing. It's amazing. So keep it up in the past. But remember, for all you guys that are listening, it's a process. You make mistakes, learn from it, write it down, understand why. And remember, just like Drake says, bring on the problems. Mm-hmm. Bring on the problems.
Yeah.
Man, Bryan, bro, you've blown my brain away today, but we're not done. We're almost there.
Let's get it, man.
We're almost there. Aside to marketing, I believe you're on the same wavelength of wanting to help as many people as we can. How do you think you can influence the industry you're in and the industry I'm in too, or industry you're in, just for simple matters, in a positive way for the people that don't, or how do you feel like you can influence that and provide opportunities, or not even opportunities, but provide help to people that are less fortunate?
Easy, bro. Easy. Good question. Easy. You can't tell people what to do. You can just influence people.
Okay.
So it's just by being a good leader, by leading by example, and it's just my habits. It's just the building the habits, bro. Like once you take out all the vices and you're just working on building better habits, you start emptying that glass and you're able to fill it up with new information and take action. So to someone that's less fortunate or not there yet but wants to be there, just copy, just watch the content, consume the content. Like I'm not gonna take everybody on a ride along. I'm not gonna go to lunch with everyone. But the next best thing is what? A podcast, a book, or consuming the Instagram content, the YouTube content. So my biggest thing is just working on myself, working on my habits, and then just sharing it and not being selfish with the sauce that I have. And that's what, J-Rod helps me a lot with is just capturing all these moments, because I've been doing it. I've been doing it for a long time. I've been having this mindset, like I told you years ago when I read these books. I've been having the mindset, but I hadn't been capturing the content. And I think at this point, it would be like selfish of me or egotistical of me not to share this stuff with other people. So it's very simple.
And I agree with you. And if you guys don't believe us, check out Alex Hormozy. He leaves no secrets. He says, I'm going to give you all the secrets, quote unquote secrets. So that way, when you're making $3 million per year for your business, I could scale you up from any company from 3 to 10 million. I'll get you to, 10 to 50. So do not hold back the secrets. What you should hold in is, like how you said, letting go of your ego, letting go of your pride. Let that go, and you're going to take it to the next level. And something I've always done for anybody who hops on the show, anybody, is I not only ask, but I demand, and this is probably going to be a little tough for you because you've been on it in every angle from what I can see and from what you say and what you've been implementing. What are 3 things that you are lacking in your life or feel that you can be doing better that you assure me you will be working on for this next week?
Wow. 3 things that I've been lacking.
Or can better.
Or can improve.
Yes. Somewhere in LA, baby. Yes, you hear the sirens in the background.
Right. 3 ways I can improve.
I told you this would be a tough one.
Lacking. Yeah, it's very tough. But if I was going to be straight up what came to my mind, I would say job costing.
Okay.
Job costing to get exact profit margins.
Which should be what in the contracting business?
We go for 30%, but
Right.
when there's things that go wrong, some things are more expensive, some things take more time. Sometimes you quote something thinking that this is the profit, but accidents take your profit down.
Right.
So I would say,
Thank you for that.
yeah, job costing. The next one, I would say reading more. And the third one, Wow, brother. That's tough.
The third one usually halts people because it's like last but not least,
Yeah, because we're going off on the content. We're doing the weekly YouTube videos. I was thinking like get better at the YouTube videos. But
yeah, editing and shorts, you have so much more content you can put on your shorts, and that's going to blow you up.
Yeah. So, you know what? I would just say being more consistent with our YouTube, just going in more, like, just going in more on YouTube, being more creative, getting more subscribers. Hopefully by the next time I'm over 100, should be easy, just being consistent. But yeah, I guess those would be the 3. Job costing. What was the second thing I said? I don't know what it was. But yeah, YouTube, job costing.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
I'm too amped right now. I
yeah,
really can't.
yeah. Well, those are it. I'm sure we'll hear them.
Well, yeah, you guys heard it. So just like everything, energy is a two-way street. I'll keep myself accountable. Patience for me with my family, all of my family, being more patient.
Love that.
Because patience is a virtue, and patience takes us to the next level.
I'll switch one of mine for that
Switch
one,
it.
bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like that one, and I definitely need to be more patient with my kids.
Yeah.
My wife makes me be patient with her, so I don't, so, but with my kids for sure, I definitely take pride in, or that's who I want to be. When I get home from work, I pause for like 2 to 5 minutes in the truck, take a deep breath, close my eyes, and I say, who do I want to be? Who do I want to show up as for my wife and for my kids? And I just say, like, I want to listen to my wife. I want to ask her how her day was. I want to carry my kids. I want to talk to them and play with them. And that way I don't bring my problems inside and right away start saying, me, my day's my day this, my day that, or I'm ignoring my kids. Like I'm ingraining that in my mind. So
Being in the
patience,
moment.
bro. That's a great one. That's a good one, bro. That's a good one.
Thank you, bro. And I love that add-in you have, man. It's like those intentions are so pure and beautiful. It's like, I keep looking down at your arm, and I keep seeing your tattoo with the cross.
Yep.
And
Walking with faith, brother.
yeah, walking, and I feel like I've been walking in faith for a long time, and I feel just honored and blessed to have you here. So thank you again, and thank you, J-Rod. J-Rod behind the cam. What's your IG? Big Fish?
At JRod_films_.
At JRod_films_. Give him a follow. His as well. Information will be down below. It's a family vibe here. Patience. Working out, because it's not that I've been neglecting it. I've been choosing other ways to generate my revenue. But just as we want to generate revenue and want to get out of debt or want to do this and that, we cannot neglect our bodies. So working out 3 to 4 times per week and eating even better. That's the only thing I was going to suggest to you. I think you've already been eating very well, but I've been seeing that you've been tracking everything, bro. Like,
Yep.
I love it.
A weekend, bro. A weekend, and I've had my lowest weigh-in since I would say since before my daughter was born. So like in 5 years.
How much protein are you eating per day?
100 and what is it, J-Rod? Like 160, 170 grams of protein.
How much do you weigh?
186.6, and I'm gonna go to 170, bro. At 170, I'm gonna be so cut.
I'm gonna need you to eat 180 pounds of protein, or 180 grams of protein.
A gram
just
per
because. So tilapia will push you up. Salmon will put you up. I'm sure you're, Bryan, Big Fish has only been eating organic, vegan.
Oh yeah, all day, man.
Most vibes. So, bro, great job on that. So, yeah, I've been eating good, but I can eat better, and I've been lacking on my protein because I'm just so into like, I need to do this, I need to do that. But
protein's hard to consume too. It's hard to get. It's the most expensive, and it's kind of hard to
process,
eat, bro.
like,
Yeah,
eat,
like you
force
just want to
yourself.
eat something easier, like something quick, but like you got to cook it or you got to buy it, and it's usually it's tough. But I would say that definitely the working out and the eating, like those are all just good habits, bro. And like obviously we want to like get out of debt, pay this, do that, wrap the truck, do this. Like we have all these goals. I was talking to my close friend the other day, and he was like, he feels like he's stuck. And like he's in the same business, and I just said you need to work on yourself, bro. Just work on yourself, and everything else will come. He's like, yeah, you're right. I need to get my license. I need to do this. I was like, no, that's the business.
Right.
You need to work on yourself. Like stop all that and just reflect on yourself. Cut the vices, improve your habits, which is like the eating, the working out, the reading, the journaling, and all that stuff. Your mind is gonna get right, and the income is gonna follow, bro. 100%.
Man, bro, we're linking up at the end of this week because I got to pick your brain a little bit, bro.
Yeah, dope. Let's do it.
So, Office of the Day with Mark Anthony and Big Fish, Bryan Peralta, aka Modern Builder, Pasadena contractor, out here making big moves, but most importantly, making impact. What we're looking to do is make impact. So, one thing I'll end off with is wake up every day, be grateful. Wake up every day, take a listen to what I like to do is Wim Hof. his breathing technique. It's like 10 minutes. It's really good. And I listen to Big Sean Motivation, 4 minutes and 25 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Check it out. You'll
Dope.
love it.
Yeah.
I'll make you a couple book suggestions offline, but ask and it's given if you haven't already, because I feel like that's going to just help you get that next big commercial building, bro. And whatever you want to leave us off with, boss, go ahead.
No, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me. And anyone listening, you can always reach out, ask any questions. We're answering questions on the weekly vlogs on YouTube. So tune into the YouTube, the Instagram. We're live. We're responding to people every day. So yeah, man, I really appreciate you having me.
No problem. Thank you for the time. Everything, all of his socials will be down below because, you guys probably won't be able to catch on if I say it too quick for you guys. Anyhow, thank you guys. Stay blessed and much love and prosperity to you and your family. You guys have tuned in with Office of the Day with Mark Anthony and Bryan Peralta. Thank you.